Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. So in this video I'm going to run through some more DVDs and a TV box set and a couple of movie books that I've picked up during the month of March. I have already posted another video earlier in March for some other DVDs that I found, so if you haven't seen that one already, please do check that one out. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into this because there's a few here to run through. Firstly, in terms of TV series, I have picked up Richard Chamberlain in James Clavell's Shogun. This came out in around sort of 1980 on TV, and this was a big TV event. This involves Richard Chamberlain playing a English navigator who gets washed ashore in Japan, and he becomes the first foreigner to eventually become a samurai warrior. This was a big event on TV. I don't remember it too well, to be honest, but I will enjoy watching it again. It was, like I say, I mean, it was definitely popular on TV, and we spent nights watching it. I think they were quite sort of long episodes, 2-hour episodes. But yeah, and this one features the great Toshiro Mifune. So yeah, nice box set this. So I will look forward to watching this again. And also, interestingly, with Shogun is that it's actually, I believe, just been remade and will be coming out on TV screens later this year. I haven't seen an actual release date as yet, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. The reason I'm looking forward to it as well is that the Richard Chamberlain character is going to be played by the actor Cosmo Jarvis. Now, he was recently in a remake of Persuasion with Dakota Johnson. I wasn't over keen on that, but I definitely was keen on his 2020 film, The Shadow of Violence, which is also known as Calm with Horses, an Irish thriller drama that's also got Barry Keoghan in it and Richard Bradley and Niamh Algar, and I absolutely adore this film. And Cosmo Jarvis's performance in it, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Quite a sort of underrated film, I think, from 2020, and surely with Barry Keoghan's sort of prominence at the moment after Banshees of Inisherin, I think more people should seek this out. He's great in this, but yeah, Cosmo Jarvis just blew me away in this. I thought his performance was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, very excited to see what he will bring to the role in the remake of Shogun, which is also being filmed nearby in Vancouver and Port Moody as well as Japan. So all the more reason for me to want to see it. So there you go, that was Shogun. Next, I managed to find this Mammoth Set of 50 movies. So this is brought out by Mill Creek, but yeah, 50 movies from the 80s, over 70 hours of the best of the 80s. Now, I'm not sure that a film called Intimate Agony, which is about herpes, is one of the best of the 80s, but I shall find out. But yeah, here are all the titles if you want to pause and read this. But yeah, we've got loads and loads of films here. I mean, there's quite a few here that I haven't heard of. There are some which I vaguely recall from seeing on TV years ago. The main reason I actually wanted to get this was for a film called Shaker Run, which was from about 1985, and it's a New Zealand film, and I just love car chase kind of movies, just to switch off and enjoy. And Shaker Run was one that I remember it coming out in the cinema. I wanted to see it, but it wasn't available in my town. But yeah, this one involves Cliff Robertson as a retired stunt driver, and he gets hired by a scientist who's got a deadly formula that she needs to be able to get across country to the feds before Shane Bryant tries to intervene and capture it from her. But yeah, it's just a lot of driving across New Zealand countryside, really quite lovely actually, and Cliff Robertson doing some heavy driving there with Leif Garrett as his partner. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's nothing special, but yeah, just for all the car action, it's good. It's got a really good stuntman involved towards the end as well. I forget his name now, but an actual stuntman doing the driving in a pretty exciting car chase towards the end. But yeah, I love all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's loads of other films here with stars including, what have we got? We've got from everyone really, going from David Hasselhoff through to Judi Dench and Mark Harmon and Gary Oldman. Dennis Hopper. So yeah, loads of different films here. So you know, those are all the titles. Sorry, I should hold that a bit closer. I don't know if that's clear enough for everyone to read. But yeah, 50 titles there. So a lot of lesser seen films. The print quality on Shaker Run wasn't great. So I mean, I'm not expecting the print quality on any of these to be too special. But sure, I love finding sets like this. I had another Mill Creek set for drive-in cult movies, and that was a really good set. I keep picking at that every now and again and finding a fun one which I've never heard of before. So yeah, best of the 80s. Next up, The Sting. Nice little edition here, which has got a double disc with lots of special features. I have it on Laserdisc, but yeah, nice to have a DVD of it. Paul Mazursky's Next Stop, Greenwich Village. Haven't seen this before, so yeah, I'll be interested to see this. Dan Haggerty, Spirit of the Eagle. Now, I must admit, I'm a bit of just a sucker for eagles. Sometimes in my spare time, I just go looking around with my camera to shoot eagles. Here's an example of one of my photographs. But yeah, I love eagles, and this is just a family drama, I think, that's got a little bit of peril in it, and it's got William Smith as a one-eyed pirate who captures a kid in this, and I think Grizzly Adams, Dan Haggerty, has to sort of help retrieve the kid. But yeah, I shall see what this is like. This one comes with an extra DVD of Bird Sanctuary, a mystical blend of Mother Nature's famous creatures mixed into a symphony of beautiful sounds. So there you go. Next, The Big Short. I've seen this a couple of times. I really like it. I thought it was really smartly written. I know there's been a bit of backlash, it seems, about this one, but I think it's excellent. You know, huge cast in this, explaining the financial system, but yeah, a really enjoyable one as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, glad to have this. Next, Jodie Foster in Nell, as a sort of a woman living in the backwoods of where is it, North Carolina, and then we've got Dr. Liam Neeson with his special set of skills coming to try and cure her of her mental illness and get her out of the backwoods. But yeah, I've never seen this, so I look forward to seeing Nell. And then I found Emma Thompson in Wit, directed by Mike Nichols, and this is based on a play by Margaret Edson, but Emma Thompson and Mike Nichols adapted the play. So yeah, I vaguely remember this one coming out, but yeah, definitely haven't seen this anywhere. So yeah, quite good to pick this one up. Next, Overnight Delivery. I just couldn't resist the cute faces here of Reese Witherspoon and Paul Rudd in early roles. This movie poster looks like it was just designed with a marker pen, but I shall see what it's like. It seems to be a little sort of romance kind of thing where, I don't know, Paul Rudd's trying to dump Reese Witherspoon and then changes his mind and has to retrieve a package of documents before she finds out, or something like that. Directed by the guy that did Biodome, which I still haven't watched, but I guess from having watched a lot of these top 25 of the 90s videos that people have been making lately, I perhaps should catch up with it, because there's a lot of Pauly Shore fans out there. So yeah, I shall watch Biodome and then I shall watch Overnight Delivery. Next, For Your Consideration, another one from Christopher Guest. So funnily enough, earlier in the month I found Waiting for Guffman, and now I have For Your Consideration, which was the other Christopher Guest one I hadn't seen. So yeah, glad to find this. Claire Danes and Kate Beckinsale in Broke Down Palace. The Legend of Lucy Keys. I just thought the cast of this was quite interesting. It's got Julie Delpy in it, and Justin Theroux and Brooke Adams. Doesn't seem to have very high ratings though, but nonetheless, you know, very cheap to buy this, so I will check it out and see. Fun with Dick and Jane, the original one with George Segal and Jane Fonda. It was remade with Jim Carrey, but yeah, this one from 1976, directed by Ted Kotcheff. Glad to find this. I've had a set of stills of this film, but I've never actually seen it. A Family Thing, starring Robert Duvall as a guy who discovers late in life that he's got an African-American half-brother, which is played by James Earl Jones. So yeah, I shall check this one out. Next, Road Kings, which doesn't seem to have been very widely seen, but this stars Glenn Plummer, who was in 1992's South Central, and it seems to be that this film is a little bit of a, perhaps inspired by Easy Rider. It's about a couple of guys who decide to sort of get away from all the gang violence in LA and head out on the road on their motorbikes to see if they can find a better life or more adventuresome life, but come across the same kinds of racism and problems wherever they go. So yeah, it'll be interesting to check this one out. And Pushing Tin, saw this years ago, but yeah, John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton. So yeah, this is about air traffic controllers. Pushing Tin. And then finally on the DVDs, Frank Capra's Lost Horizon from 1937 with Ronald Colman. I've never actually seen this, so I'm very glad to find this and look forward to seeing it. So that's it for the DVDs, but I did find a couple of books today as well. So I've got Sally Field's In Pieces autobiography. So yeah, I look forward to reading this. I'm actually interested in this for, well, I don't want to go into too much detail, but for a project that I'm doing separately. Yeah, she's no doubt had a very interesting life. So yeah, I look forward to reading In Pieces. And then finally, Roger Eberts' Life Itself. I've seen the documentary movie, but yeah, it'll be good to read his actual novel. So yeah, the great film critic Roger Ebert, who's no longer with us. So yeah, that's my final find of the day. So there you go, a whole bunch of DVDs, a TV show, and a couple of books. Pretty good. Let me know if you've seen these films. Let me know your thoughts. Please do join me again for some more videos. I hope you're all keeping well. Thanks very much for joining me. I think I've had a few subscribers lately, so I really appreciate that. I hope you stay interested in some of the videos I'll be doing, because there'll be lots of different subjects. I don't do 4Ks or unboxings, and I don't really do live streams or things like that. So but yeah, I'll be talking about just movies in general. So yeah, please stay tuned, come back for more, and thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you again. Bye bye.